What's good, y'all? I've got some awesome buffs and changes for both Gligar and Gliscor. Before I get into any of these, I want to have a quick disclaimer that, as you can probably tell already by looking at the screen, for any new viewers, this is not your average run-of-the-mill ROM hack. It's extremely in-depth. I've heavily reworked like every single move in the game and also every single Pokemon in the game. So you have all types of useful links on this Google Sheet, but the most important one by far is the move sheet. You can get access to this Google Sheet right down below in the description. It's linked right there. You can click it and look at all of these move buffs and changes for yourself. If you look at all of these right here, it's got a whole bunch of move buffs and changes, and they're all organized into these different various categories for your viewing convenience. So I highly encourage you to give that a look. Bookmark the Google Sheet if it interests you. Subscribe to the channel. Check out more videos. Or honestly, I would recommend just looking at all the move buffs and changes, and also Pokemon buffs and changes on the Google Sheet itself, because that's just the best way to do it. But yeah, Gliscor, it's no longer ground and flying. It doesn't have Poison Heal anymore. However, Black Sludge is buffed in this hack to literally just function like, it gives you the same amount of HP that Poison Heal does. And of course, poison types can't be poisoned, so it's kind of like, it's even better than Poison Heal, and it doesn't take up an ability slot. Gliscor is a poison and dark type with Levitate, while Gligar has Prankster and is poison and flying, which is only shared by Golbat and Crobat. Golbat being significantly less bulky than Gligar, at least on the physical side. However, Golbat has Strength, Sap, and Intimidate, and other utility moves like Sleep moves and stuff that Gligar does not have, while Gligar is significantly stronger than Golbat with Tough Claws and 95 base attack, while Gliscor is even stronger with 120 base attack and Tough Claws, a very fitting ability for both of them as these, big scorpion bat things. I fucking love Gliscor and Gligar. Their typing always bothered me. Ground type makes no sense for them. Nothing in the Pokedex alludes to their ground typing. I know they're like vaguely based on gargoyles, but even then you can argue rock would make more sense then. I don't know. Nothing about them is like they're not sand scorpions. They don't dig in the ground. They don't make nests in the ground. Nothing like that at all. So they make even less sense to be ground type than Pokemon like Nidoking, in my opinion. Yeah, this type combo is a lot more unique. There's also another ground and flying type in this hack in the form of Dodrio. Poison Dark isn't more unique. There's a good amount of those, but it's also really cool on Gliscor. It fits really well. I've always felt like he should be dark type, and of course with the buff Black Sludge, all poison types are sick. Poison type is also my favorite typing in the game, so I'm a bit biased here. I don't hate ground flying Gliscor. If I could have done something else, I could have done like ground and flying with like Aerolate, but even then Aerolate is kind of ass because, not ass, it's good obviously, but it's kind of boring because Landorus has that same ability. So I don't know, I prefer the two ground and flying types being Landorus and Dodrio, while Gliscor being another poison dark type. Levitate obviously is incredible. Poggers, it has no weaknesses, oh my god, people are gonna like lose their minds over that. It's a very valuable trait, don't get it twisted, it's good. People oversell how good having no weaknesses is. Poison Dark, however, also has good resistances, which is a lot more important, especially in a ROM hack like this where you're fighting against AI. But Levitate, having that immunity to ground, having those no weaknesses, so now you're immune to both ground and psychic, is pretty damn nice. And then Tough Claws with that infinite usability capsule is honestly, you're probably going to end up using Tough Claws more often than not, because even though you do have Levitate, first of all, it's not going to be a ground type that you need to fight every single boss fight. And Tough Claws, the giant damage boost that you get from Tough Claws is significant. It's absolutely massive, right? 120 base attack with Tough Claws is equivalent to, like, it's huge. It's 372 times 1.3, hits 483, which is like, yeah, 170 base attack is what Gliscor has, and that's before stab. Tough Claws with stab is actually almost as strong as adaptability. It's a 95% boost, while adaptability is just a double multiplier. So it's huge, all right? It's very, very, very strong with Tough Claws. And Gligar is also genuinely viable over Gliscor. However, the main downside is that Gligar technically still can run Black Sludge, but like the Violet is right there, so for most fights you'd rather run a Violet than Black Sludge, while Gliscor gets the benefit of Black Sludge and having higher base bulk, more HP, more defense, more special defense. But with a Violet, Gligar is obviously significantly bulkier. Gligar also 4 times resists First Impression, while Gliscor is neutral to it. And First Impression is a very, scary move in this hack. So if your team currently doesn't have an answer to that move, you might want to keep Gligar. It also has Prankster, which is genuinely amazing utility. It doesn't have the best move set for Prankster, but it has some good options like T-Spikes and Roost and Scary Face and Parting Shot and Taunt, and even like defensive boosting moves like Bulk Up and Iron Defense and Toxic, and pretty much it. The rest of them are very situational, or just not worth using at all. Like Spikes is shit in game. You never want to use that. Stealth Rock for like very niche circumstances could be useful with to break focus sashes and stuff on the opponent's team, but overall, like, you're you'd rather just, I mean, that's only for like every once in a while. It's a nice option though. But yeah, Prankster also with like maybe Damp Rock or Heat Rock or something, and then you Parting Shot into your ally to abuse that, and you can also use the Prankster to out-prioritize Taunt on the opponent's team. Say if there's a lead that has Taunt, you can click like Prankster, Sunny Day, and then Parting Shot into your Sun Abuser, whatever it is. Gligar has genuine utility. I'd say the best options for Prankster and Gligar are just flat-out Roost, Parting Shot, Toxic, and stuff like that though. Prankster also just fits his vibe a lot, in my opinion. It really does fit his little vibe he's got going on, this little goofy guy. I like Gligar and Gliscor, man. They're so cool. Yeah, initially I actually had Gliscor with base 1, it had minus 20 defense, sadly, and 125 base attack, and also 70 speed dash, because I had to have them at 525 base stat total, because at that point in development, I was a lot less lenient with base stat total, but now I'm even more lenient. Like there's tons of 2-stage 550 base stat total Pokemon now, so like Gliscor totally fits like in terms of his like design and stature to be 550 alongside all the other 2-stage 550 mons. So this lets him have his bulk back. So now he's still very bulky. He always was bulky before, but now he's incredibly bulky and no weaknesses with the Levitate. Incredibly powerful with Tough Claws, buff Black Sludge, Gligar with the Violet. They're both super fun, right? Roost being reteachable is also super valuable for them because in this hack, like you do have a lot of poor Moveset syndrome on your Pokemon without the move relearner until the end of the game. So being able to teach Roost whenever you want to is super nice. But yeah, Tough Claws is super powerful. You have all types of powerful contact moves. Your strongest physical poison contact moves being Poison Tail and Cross Poison, because of course Gunk Shot isn't Tough Claws boosted. But Poison Tail is 95 base power, 95% accurate, while Cross Poison is 70 base power, 100% accurate, and it will always crit when you hold a Scope Lens. So if you hold Scope Lens on your Gliscor with Cross Poison and Night Slash, let me actually swap. Should go like this. It's a lot more fair. Maybe even like Whirlwind and then Poison Tail, I don't know. Poison Tail's pretty damn good. On Gliscor with 10 Tough Claws. I hate Tough Claws as an ability. I don't know why it boosts so many moves that make no sense for it to be boosted. It's always bothered me. But it is what it is. Alright, let me just, I can't change that, so, and also it would be a nerf to the ability anyways. Gligar and Gliscor. I gotta change these real quick. 34, 34, 34, 36, 36. 38, no, 40, and Whirlwind is 38. Same thing by Score. But yeah, overall, I mean, honestly, I've kind of covered everything. I mean, they've got tons of other really fun options like Leech Life, which heals you by 100% HP and it's 60 base power. You know, you've got tons of great coverage moves of all different kinds, Crab Hammer and Aqua Tail for water, and you know, I'm not even going to bother listing them all, but you can see on screen the dozens of coverage moves that they have, which are always nice for situational circumstances, but honestly not really a staple. They have priority. Gligar has Stab, Tough Claws boosted priority, and Aerial Ace, while Gliscor has Sucker Punch. They also both get Poison Dart, but it's not Tough Claws boosted, so I wouldn't bother keeping it, honestly. Not that it's bad. Like maybe, you know, if you're like adding a Gligar to your team and it's like, you know, you're about to fight Mina or something and you need Poison Dart to outspeed something and kill it, then, you know, obviously you would teach Poison Dart, but otherwise, if you're like just playing generally and you're just using it on your team permanently, I would just have Aerial Ace just because it's stronger, and it's also 10 points stronger than Poison Dart anyway, or 5 points rather, and it's higher priority. And then Sucker Punch is also very strong and higher priority. So yeah, overall though, these guys are an absolute blast to use. The new typing fits very well on both of them, infinitely more than ground and flying, so that's really cool. Defensively, they're still both really good dual typings. Poison and flying, especially being a really good defensive typing in this hack because you have that 4x bug resist, because you have 4x grass resist. What else is there? There's a bunch of useful resistances that Poison Flying has. Grass fighting and bug. Yeah, oh my god, it's beautiful. 4x to grass fighting and bug, and then also 2x to fairy is super sick. So that's a really good dual typing. Very, very fun. And also it's solid offensively. Gligar also is equally as fast as Gliscor. Both are very strong. 95 base attack with Tough Claws is still really strong, by the way. 317. You're hitting 412 attack, which is still like 137-ish base attack. Yeah, 138 base attack on Gligar, so it's still really strong with contact moves. And then of course Prankster is a nice situational utility option for that Prankster Roost and Parting Shot and Toxic and stuff. So yeah, these guys would be an absolute blast to use. You'd also have access to infinite UV training items, or instant UV training items. So with Gligar, you can run max HP, max defense with Prankster, and then for the very next boss fight, you can run max attack, max speed, and Tough Claws. You know, you have all of the, and you can switch around your TMs, and you can run Poison Finger, Poison Jab, and you know, whatever you want to do. So it's got really versatile options, especially as Gligar. Gliscor is more just, you use Levitate when you see a ground type, otherwise you're using Tough Claws. And even, by the way, even if there is a ground type, Tough Claws is still situationally better than that, because Tough Claws might allow you to get a one-shot, you know, for example, Tough Claws would be the difference between one-shotting a ground type with Crab Hammer or Ice Fang or something versus without that you wouldn't be one-shotting. So Levitate is situational, but it's good because you have that infinite usability capsule and access to the trainer documents. But yeah, that's about it for these guys. Super sick. I love them. Hopefully you enjoyed too. And I'll be back for more coming up. Peace, y'all.